on BBC Two, where you hear the exclusive new thing.
Maybe I had to press start streaming.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, there we go. Look, I press start streaming, and look, it starts streaming. It's weird that.
Well, we've been live on BBC Two for a while now with the new and improved theme.
Well, you get no theme over here because I forgot to. I forgot to do a bit.
You know what? I'm gonna remind those on BBC One that BBC Two exists. So let's go on to that.
Don't forget to remind the people on BBC One that BBC Two exists.
Yeah. So the BBC Two broadcast. There we go.
That's where you right. I'll put the cartoon up. So let's. Are we going to start with the?
Yes. Pertinent as ever. Well done, Spin Toss.
Yeah.
We weren't streaming, but now we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were streaming. BBC Two is a legitimate thing.
No, well, it doesn't get many views.
And there he is. There he is, Hobbit again, trying to redirect people. Do you remember when you used to do that before on Grub and Soil? When you go, "Hey, everybody, don't watch this show. Here's a link." Oh, no,
I never said don't watch this. So I just said here's something that may be pertinent to what you're talking about.
Go and watch it now. Otherwise, you won't know what I'm talking about.
For nothing poacher. The mermaids, though, do you think it's better to have the top half as human and bottom half as fish, or the top half as fish and the bottom half as human?
Well, you ain't getting no nookie, are you? If the legs are welded shut.
Yeah, but then you've got to look at the top half.
How'd you get nookie with a mermaid?
You don't.
Make her do just oral, innit? Make her give you a blowjob, and just shoot your hot load in her face. So.
Sheikh Yabadabadi says, are you using black people time?
Yes. No, we're using I forgot to press stream time.
Yeah. It's pretty good though.
So anyway, they found a debris field. I think the smart money is that it imploded because it was made of
paper mache,
duct tape and paper.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Where the thing was bolted on used titanium bolts with a certain torque setting, but then they're like, these bolts don't fit to what we're trying to do. Oh, LOL, just use this steel extender, that'll be fine. Oh, won't that reduce the structural integrity? Yeah, but I'm stunning and brave. And you're a boring white male.
It's fine at the air pressure up here, right? Right?
Yeah.
We may well laugh, but they have had numerous previous lives which didn't happen. And James Cameron himself actually went to the wreck as well.
Shake your body.
Yeah, but James Cameron's submarine was made by boring.
Thing?
Yeah, but James Cameron was clever enough not to go down in the sub.
He did. I don't know if it was this sub, but he did go down himself.
No, he didn't go down in that sub. He went in the sub which was designed by boring white men, to quote the now dead billionaire, who's like, I want inspirational women of colour to make my ship.
His kids would be delighted though they get their hands on that money. Won't have to work again.
Oh, did you see one of the missing millionaire's stepson got into trouble because he said thoughts and prayers and then went straight on to messaging his OnlyFans whore.
And he went to a gig as well.
But he can't just mope all the time, can he?
So when you got that fucking lot coming your way as well.
Yeah.
So sooner than he thought. Yeah. He's going to have a fuck of a good time. So yeah. So whatever. What we can do, if you want to run through, we can run through the Solway Firth Spaceman incident first.
We have mentioned it before. Was it your Weird Pictures episode?
It was.
Yeah, everyone's seen this thing, haven't they? I mean, everyone and their mum has, surely, right?
But we need to know what the background is, and that's what we're going to do tonight.
Well, we know what the background is. It's an alien.
Well, yeah, it could be. But what we'll do, let's have a look. So we're going to look at a Fortean classic, and what it is, the infamous Solway Firth Spaceman photo. So we've touched on this subject in the past, but what we're going to do tonight is going to go into it a bit more thorough, give it a good going over, and look at more details. So, without further ado, let's get stuck in. So then, the 23rd of May, 1964, Jim Templeton, fireman and amateur photographer from Carlisle.
Am I supposed to be showing these pics, Ian?
Not yet. I'll tell you when.
Okay.
Get them on. Don't do what you usually do.
I've got to load them up anyway.
It's easy enough. It's easy enough to do. I pictured there's not many. There's 1 to 7. I labelled them 1 to 7. So when I say, let's have a look at picture number 1, put picture number 1 up, and so on. So anyway, you review the photos and get familiar, and I'll continue with the intro. So, Jim Templeton, a fireman and amateur photographer from Carlisle, was having a day out with his wife Annie and his 5-year-old daughter Elizabeth on Burgh Marsh, situated near Burgh-by-Sands, overlooking the Solway Firth in Cumberland, England. And that's the
Did he get Cumberland sausage? That's what we need to know.
I don't know, but he was from the north of England. We know what those people are like.
He's a northern.
So, yeah, they're friendly, aren't they? Not like southerners who aren't friendly. So, it was a pleasant afternoon, though Jim did notice that the cows and sheep that normally infested the field were away at the other end of the marsh, all huddled together as though they had been frightened by something. During the trip, Templeton took 3 photos of Elizabeth in her new dress with his Kodak SLR camera. A few days later,
non-responsive people.
Yeah, exactly. A few days later, Templeton went to collect his photos from the chemist that had developed them. Because obviously this was before the days of digital cameras, remember? So you had to actually go and get your film developed. The right pain in the arse. So, in passing, the chemist expressed his disappointment that some fucking idiot had ruined what he believed to be the best photos of Jim's daughter.
Have you not heard of a Google Pixel now? They can do that.
Yeah, you can do. In those days you couldn't. So especially if you were taking photos of little girls. So, a puzzled Jim then looked at the photo in question. What he saw was the image of what appeared to be a tall humanoid figure clad in a spacesuit, jutting out at an odd angle behind his daughter's head. Templeton was confused. Neither he nor his wife had seen anything or anyone unusual on their walk. What was most perplexing was the fact that the Spaceman only appeared in the middle picture of the 3, and these were 3 consecutive photos that he had shot. Missing in the figure was missing on the first and the last. So, Hemi, when you're ready, let's have a look at photo number 1, and we're going to have a look at the actual picture. Yeah, the picture.
It's a girl with a spaceman sticking out of her head.
Look at that. All right then. Okay. Upon first inspection, what we've got is a photo of a nice little girl, and then you get struck with the eerie humanoid figure lurking behind her. The figure is large, appears to be clad in a white, futuristic space-type outfit.
Or a tight jumper.
White helmet. Complete with white permanent helmet and a black visor. And we can see that if we look there.
Or it could be the back of someone's head, because look at the angle of that elbow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come on to that, but obviously this picture has got mileage, and it is.
But then it is an alien, so I don't know. Who knows how their elbows work?
Is it though? So anyway.
Yeah, but if it's an alien, you can't go. Well, its elbows don't work like that because it's an alien, and they do alien things, don't they?
As far as I'm aware, an alien is about 4 foot tall with a big head and a little skinny body. Doesn't have any clothes.
Are you stereotyping all aliens?
Yeah.
Are you being a big alien?
I'll have you know, like 52 types of aliens have visited Earth, and none of them are the same.
Yeah.
No genitalia. Yeah. So, let's have a closer look at the figure. It shows the elbow pointing towards the camera. So as we can see there, the elbow is pointing towards the camera, which means we're looking at the back of the figure, which would rule out
if it's an alien.
Well, maybe it's got a deformed arm. Maybe aliens' arms point backwards, isn't it?
What? So it had like an alien.
It's a bird.
An alien shop mobility scooter. Is that what you said?
It's actually scratching its arse, isn't it? It's having a good reach down. Ooh, so yeah, having a good scratch there. And so anyway, that means though but the angle of the elbow means that we're looking at the back of the figure, which would rule out the possibility that we're looking at a space helmet with a black visor looking towards the camera.
Well, if you're going to be racist to aliens, Ian, then yes.
Basically, we must be looking at the back of the head or the back of the helmet. So yeah, or maybe the alien or spaceman could turn its head 360.
Now,
or like
I think there's a lot of anti-alien bigotry going on in this show, and I do not approve.
We here at BBC Two disavow the statements made by Ian on this show.
You're still playing video games.
I can either confirm or deny what is happening on BBC Two to keep the attention of the audience.
Have you still got that Michael Jackson episode we did on BBC Two? I think you have.
Yeah, it's the most recent episode on the audio feed as well.
Is it? Right.
Yeah.
It's called BBC Two, isn't it? I think we should rename it. We should rename it Michael Jackson's Boys, like I wanted to get more. And that way I get more views. So anyway, get back to this photo anyway, and hoping to get to the bottom of the mystery. Templeton said,
"Well, it looks like that alien's trying to get to his bottom."
Yeah,
in a big way.
With his middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's giving it a right good probe. You know what aliens are like? They like probing anuses, don't they?
Big fucker. Yeah.
Is that why they want their anuses? Because they don't have one of their own?
Yeah. They don't see how it works. They don't understand.
No, he's visiting the planet Uranus there, isn't he? Or his anus. No.
He's certainly giving it a good probing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's giving the rings around Uranus a probing. So anyway. Hoping to get to the bottom of the mystery, Templeton sent the picture back to Kodak, where it was extensively examined by trained professionals.
Do they do that a lot then? Do you go, hey Kodak, can we get all your professionals on this? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, according to Templeton, I'm having, it would have been good to do more of a character assassination on Templeton, but there was limited information out there. But okay. I have my suspicions about him. But anyway, it was extensively examined by trained professionals.
He may be a bullshitter.
Yeah, but professionals found no signs of faulty film stock, tampering, or hoax. So yeah, but his best people onto the case.
Top men.
Executives at Kodak were so intrigued by the image that they offered a reward of free film for a year to any person that could solve the mystery as to how the spaceman got into the picture.
Do they deliver it all at once, or do you have to keep telling them every time you run out?
Well, I'll tell you in a moment.
Well, what does that mean, free film? Like, what if you take like 6 snaps in a year? It's just like, well, is it real of 35mm? It's like,
no, it's half a reel of 35mm. Do they just give you half a reel of 35mm if you only take 6 snaps a year?
Well, reward remains unclaimed, but I can tell you what. Do you remember Merry Down Cider? It was some strong.
Have they changed it to memory cards now then? I mean, it'd be a bit of a jip if you won that, and then they go, "Here you go, here's a load of film."
Yeah, well, yeah. It would be. But remember Merry Down Cider? It's a bit like Diamond White, Tramp Cider, White Cider, 7%. Nasty stuff.
I remember old English that used to be in the 3-litre bottle when I was a kid.
Yeah. Many years ago,
Old Rosie's that strength. I quite like it though.
Yeah, I like the cloudy stuff. But I won a competition some years ago to win a year's supply of Merry Down Cider, and it was 365 bottles, which was worked out at 1 bottle a day for a year, and that's what the year's supply of cider was.
So what would they do with film then? Would they do it 1 picture a day?
It depends how much it doesn't make sense, does it? Because if you take a lot of pictures, some people take 1 photo every 10 years, other people will take 10 photos a day. So, but that's what they said. Just a bit of free publicity, just saying shit like that. Anyway, back to this. Templeton also took the photo to the police in Carlisle. So I take it there's not a lot of crime in Carlisle. Yeah,
fucking trip.
That's what he said.
It wasn't.
So he took the photo to the police. So Carlisle, I imagine there's not much murder or rape or car crime, whatever going on there.
No, that's when you get up to Glasgow when there's been a murder.
Yeah, they examined it and said.
There's been a murder.
I don't remember it. I'm not. Yeah, I remember. I didn't really watch it.
There's been a wee murder.
There's been a murder.
Oh shit. Anyway, the police in Carlisle examined the photo and said there was nothing suspicious about it. So it was a bit odd that taking a photo to the police, as there was a figure in the background, and they should be looking at murders and break-ins, not look at Jim Templeton's photos. But anyway,
is it illegal to scratch your ass in front of a child then? Is it illegal to be? Here's a question for you then. Is it illegal to be an alien?
Well,
it's an illegal alien. It's an Englishman in New York.
I'll tell you what, though. Maybe
but he was a gay. That was about a gay. That song.
Maybe that is the front. Maybe that is the front of the alien, and he's knocking one out, and he's about to fire his load over the back of the girl's head, isn't it? In a new dress. Dirty bastard.
Yeah.
Anyway. Local newspaper, the Cumberland News, picked up the story, and within hours it spread all over the world. Strangely, the region where the shot was taken has a history of UFO activity. Many of the locals of the area believe that this. Yeah, many of the locals believe that this is due to the Chapel Cross nuclear power plant that operates nearby and can be seen in the background.
Is that where aliens go and fill up? Then is it?
Yeah. Anyway, a few weeks after the photo was taken, Jim was visited at his workplace by what can only be described as the Men in Black.
Oh.
According to Templeton,
what, priests?
Two men in dark suits pulled up to the fire station where he worked in a dark Jaguar car. Maybe it was Hobbit then.
Hobbit turned
up.
Hobbit.
Yeah, maybe Hobbit turned up there. Strange men who referred to each other by numbers instead of names claimed to be agents of Her Majesty's government.
Ooh.
Some sources say that they referred to each other as number 9, number 11. Though that's
I'm not
just
a number,
rumor.
I'm a free man.
Well, 9/11, maybe it was a prediction of what was to come.
Oh.
That's just a rumour. There's nothing solid there. There's no solid. Men in Black asked Templeton to take them to the location where the photo was taken. So he did. During the 5-mile drive,
he shouldn't have got into a car with strangers. That's bad.
I know, stranger danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a.
I could have tried to molest him.
Fascinated. Maybe it was Hobbit. He got into Hobbit's car.
Is that what he was? Is that what he was hoping for? Maybe he wanted to be molested.
Yeah, Hobbit pulled over to the side of the road and touched.
I resent this implication.
Where were you on the Solway Firth on the night?
He showed.
Blah blah. Yeah.
Then he was given a teddy bear. He was given a teddy bear, and he was asked where to show where Hobbit touched you on this bear. Anyway, during the 5-mile drive to the marsh, Templeton was bombarded by a series of bizarre questions regarding the weather, behaviour of the birds and other animals on that day. They also asked Jim where he saw the second spaceman. And Jim tried to explain to the men that there was no second spaceman. They became visibly aggressive. And Jim arrived at the location. The men in whatever it says,
the fuck did he write?
They were pissed off. They were pissed off with him. They wanted a second.
We came out here for one spaceman. Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, when they arrived at the location,
it was 2 for Tuesday.
Yeah, they were making love on Wednesday and Thursday and whatever. Craig David said.
Yeah.
And anyway, when they arrived at the location, the men in black attempted to force Jim to confess that he had photographed nothing more than an
I don't think that's what they forced him to do on that deserted fucking moor.
Yeah, they forced him to give them oral sex as well. When Templeton refused to make such an admission, the men became angry and stormed off, leaving Jim to walk 5 miles back to his workplace in the pouring rain. After this incident, Jim dismissed the two men as frauds, saying it all looked like a leg pull to me. I'm sure the men were not
you really saw through that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're the one fucking walking home, you dickhead.
Yeah, and he sucked them off and it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
A second roll of film.
Didn't even get a lift home.
Yeah, fucking, he had spunk all over his face. Second roll of film that Templeton had sent to Kodak for processing, months later was returned, with some of the negatives mysteriously missing. Templeton was forced to conclude that
it's probably because they were overexposed. I don't think there was anything suspicious about that.
They were pictures of his daughter in the bath or something like that. Yeah, those kind of pictures. Those were the ones that were missing. Taken by a paedophile ring. Templeton was forced to conclude they were confiscated by government agents because the film may have revealed something secret. Jail.
Like the Solway Firth aliens, Cumberland sausage.
Yeah, exactly. Sale took another strange turn when the editor of the Cumberland newspaper requested to borrow the negative of the photo and send it to other publications in Australia. Then emerged that on the very same day that Templeton took his picture, rocket launch countdown was aborted at a rocket test facility in Woomera, Australia. Launch was halted when two automatic security cameras caught a pair of large humanoid figures clad in what appeared to be white spacesuits walking around the launch pad. Launch area was then searched and nobody was found to be in the area.
Oh.
The time of the launch, Templeton photo had yet to reach Australia and the crew had no knowledge of the image.
It by boat?
So, yeah. Well, would have been by post, wouldn't it? Because you can't send it by fax or email in those days. This was the 60s.
Do you remember that joke of Harry Hills where he said, "Been speaking to me sister in Australia. There's a bit of a delay, you know, because she's a bit thick."
I don't get it.
There's a delay on the line because she's a bit thick. She doesn't understand what he's saying.
Right, okay, fair enough, yeah. Cool. Templeton described this incident as he heard it. This is Templeton's words. He saw the monitors. Somebody was in the firing area. And of course, countdown was stopped. They searched the area. Nobody to be found. Could you switch your mobile phones off, please? Not a soul. And it was put down to a technical fault. It was exactly the same type of man, same dress, same figure, same size as in the picture taken over in Burgh Marsh. The aborted launch was part of a huge space project. Did he have backwards elbows
as well?
Yeah. Well, we'll soon find out. The aborted launch was part of a huge space project known as Blue Streak, and reporters soon discovered that the rocket.
Hey, that was a good film. Do you remember that one where Gene Wilder was stuck on the train?
No, I can't remember.
That was called Blue. That was called Blue Streak.
I like Young Frankenstein. That's a good one. I've not seen Blue Streak.
Blue Streak. Yeah, he's stuck on a runaway train. I think there's robbers on it or something.
Pretty good. Yeah. But anyway, reporters soon discovered that the rocket to be used in the launch was manufactured in Spaceman, England, which is just a few miles from the Burgh Marsh.
Dun dun dun.
A coincidence, or is there something more to it?
I think not.
We're going to find out. When Australian reporters asked to view the security camera footage taken in Woomera on May the 23rd, they were informed that out of all the canisters of film taken during the entire Blue Streak project, the only canister missing was the one containing the requested footage. Plot thickens, eh?
Spooky.
The Woomera facility has been the site of numerous UFO sightings, and at least one more aborted rocket launch due to what was described as a white being was spotted on the security cameras. Eventually,
bloody white men again.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, the blue. Yeah, exactly. Eventually, the Blue Streak rocket was successfully launched on the 5th of June, 1964. What, if any, connection to the Cumberland Spaceman has to do with Project Blue Streak remains a mystery to this day.
Where do Cumberland sausages fit into all this?
Well, we'll come on to that in a moment. So,
okay.
Less than 3 weeks later, off the coast of California, in Big Sur, another alien form was captured.
Ooh.
A USAF team filming an Atlas rocket. Both the Atlas and Blue Streak were intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs for short. Commanding officer of the mission captured footage of an alien ship beaming light to the tip of the rocket's warhead twice. When the footage was developed, 2 men in blacks came and questioned him. Were the aliens possibly attempting to stop our use of nuclear weapons? You can only surmise.
Well, they failed spectacularly then, didn't they?
And all this is coming from the photo of the girl there with the spaceman.
Why are they so obsessed with nukes? Like,
bad news, isn't it?
Why are they trying to stop them really ineffectively?
They haven't succeeded,
exactly.
have they? They're trying, though. They're trying, aren't they? They're doing it peacefully.
Well,
really. But these people have come, these aliens have come from billions, trillions of miles away, and can cross vast distances, and they can't stop us from firing a nuke.
Well, they're starting.
And they have like ray guns and shit.
Yeah, pew lasers.
Where's the freeze rays?
That's only that's in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just not real. They don't have weapons, do they? Weapons are bad.
EMPs. There's this thing called electromagnetic pulses.
Yeah. They aliens don't have guns, do they? Because they know.
They're bad. Guns bad.
They're more advanced.
Guns are bad. Guns are bad. Don't do guns. Okay.
Guns don't kill people.
Aliens do.
Right. So anyway. Right then. So we've gone through that. How can all this be explained? All right then.
Guns don't kill people falling down the stairs because you have backwards elbows. Does?
Yeah, your mother's got a penis.
How did you know?
Looking chain said so. That's no.
Here you go. Alphabet Cat Silverstreak. He said he thinks Sidney Poitier directed it.
He did. But okay then. Let's start with the fact that Templeton said that he did not see anyone else in the frame at the time when he took the photo of his daughter. And the first time that he saw the mystery figure was on the developed photo. So yeah, this is a good place to start with what Templeton said.
Yeah.
So, this can possibly be explained by the type of camera that Jim was using. Templeton took the photo looking through a viewfinder.
It had Spaceman filter to it.
Well, we'll soon see. Templeton took the photo through the viewfinder on a Kodak SLR camera.
Yeah.
This meant that he was only able to see 70% of the full frame of the photo. So if a person, or in this case, a visitor from another planet, were to walk behind Elizabeth into the shot, Jim would not have seen them through the viewfinder. And we can see this in the next illustration. If you put the next picture number 2 up there, Hemi, we can actually look at how this could happen, and we can see the actual.
Oh, I can still see the backwards elbow though.
Yeah, but it's not much, is it? You're not really. You pay too much attention.
I don't know. You're not convincing me yet, Ian.
Yeah, so
I still think this bloke's a dunce.
We can see there, full frame in the blue box.
Yeah.
And to look at this through the viewfinder, you would only see what's in the red box. Now, this would probably explain why Templeton didn't see anyone else in the frame when
he's still a fuckwit because he didn't see the white blur at the top of the photo.
Well, it could be, it could be. it could be anything, couldn't it? Maybe it could be a cloud or, something.
A cloud with a backwards elbow.
Yeah. So, theories as to who, what the Solway Firth Spaceman is have varied over the years.
Somebody's nan.
I honestly think it is someone standing backwards, right? It's their back to them, right?
It could be, yeah. It could be someone. Have you seen the Smooth Criminal video by Michael Jackson? Have you seen that video? The bit where they lean over. It could be someone doing that. Yeah, it could be someone doing that, couldn't it? So anyway, the theories have varied over the years. It has been suggested that it is someone in a biosuit who is carrying out some sort of radioactive work for the nearby Chapel Cross power station. So it could be, couldn't it? Someone in a biosuit. There's also been suggested that it's a beekeeper in a full beekeeping garb in pursuit of a stray bee. Could be that. Of course, it has been suggested that it's a visitor from outer space. Though, we must admit, it's a bit of a coincidence that spacesuits that aliens are issued with very similar to the ones that NASA give to their astronauts around this time. So it is a human's form, isn't it? It's not an alien form. It's a humanoid figure. So I don't think... You say spaceman, what does that mean? Does that mean alien? Or does that mean spaceman we sent out to space, which is a human in a spacesuit, isn't it? So, the word spaceman's a bit vague, really, isn't it? But another theory is that Jim faked the photo. He had a bit of a reputation as a practical joker, and just weeks before the Spaceman event, Jim had tricked his friends with a fake £5 note that he had created using his photographic skills. Templeton faked the photo for a prank. In 1997, photo expert Robert Green of Bradford University studied the picture and concluded that the photo had been modified with the superimposition technique. Probably in the same way you would maybe get another photo.
Wait, so the expert said it was tampered with then? This isn't... Okay.
Just one expert from Bradford. He was from the north of England. He was from the north of England, so obviously...
people in Bradford are pretty trusty, right?
Well, they're friendly, and they don't like people from London. They're not friendly, as I found out. I don't know why.
Good fish and chip shops back in the day.
Who gives a fuck? I don't want some mad cunt talking to me at random on the street. But they do that, innit? So, anyway. Another theory says that Jim's friends in the local photo lab may have mocked up the photo as a way of getting back at Jim for the practical jokes he had played on them. So be a bit of revenge. We don't know. My own theory that it is in fact 1970s motorcycle stuntman, all-round head case, Evel Knievel. And if you put the next picture up there, Heavy, we can see what I'm getting at. And we can do a side-by-side comparison. Let's have a look and see. Picture number 3.
It was Evel Knievel.
Evel Knievel.
Oh.
You say, isn't it? It could be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a cape on, though. That's the only thing, right?
Well, maybe the cape fell off. But yeah, you get the idea with that. And also that may explain the elbow pointing backwards, because Evel Knievel did break every bone in his body, didn't he? So he's probably a bit fucked up physically wise. All right then.
It could have been Eddie Kidd pretending to be Evel Knievel.
Well, you're along the right lines, because if you put the next picture up there, Hemi, we can have a look at another theory of who else it could be. It could be. Look at the next
Stig.
picture. The Stig from Top Gear, and it could be, couldn't it? Very similar. There we go, side by side. Got the.
I don't think he's got a backwards elbow, though, has he?
Well, that one's pointing forwards, though, isn't it? The elbows are in very similar positions. Wasn't the Stig Michael Schumacher? Is that right? Or am I imagining that?
No,
but anyway, whatever. It wouldn't be these days, would it?
No, I think he came out and did a book, didn't he? The real Stig.
Did he? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you get the idea with that. This is a bit of fun. So, anyway, most common theory that the spaceman is in fact Jim Temple. Yeah, is in fact Jim Templeton's wife, Annie. So, if you remember at the beginning of today's presentation,
it looks like an old bird with her back to the camera.
What does that? That there.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you remember at the beginning of today's presentation, it was mentioned that Jim Templeton did in fact fake and not take 3 photos of his daughter on Solway Firth that day. What did the other photos show? We have another of the photos. Let's have a look. Go to the next picture, please.
Let's do the reveal, shall we?
Yeah, maybe we're getting to the bottom of the mystery, as we can see. Take the next picture.
Is that the right one?
So, that is the right one. You're doing well tonight. Yeah. So, we can see there's Elizabeth holding some flowers. And to the left of her, we can see Jim's wife, Annie. She's wearing a light blue dress.
Yeah, but that's not light blue, is it? It's obviously like one of those old tight jumpers from back in the day, like the nylon
they wore in the 60s, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is it possible that Jim's wife walked into frame when he took the photo?
Only if she put a jumper on.
Over a blurry exposure of her light dress, the figure in general gave the impression of a spacesuit complete with white helmet. But her short dark hair, the impression.
If it was overexposed, the dress, it could appear white.
Yeah, but the girl's face doesn't look overexposed, though, does it?
I know, but the sun is. No. It could be a higher sun. We don't know. Could the short dark hair give the impression of a visor over the face?
Sleeves. Nah, the sleeves don't match as well. Someone in chat saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So we do know.
Yeah, that's a short sleeve top, isn't it? I think it's somebody else entirely, but just wearing a white top.
You do know we're looking at the back of the figure.
Yeah, but that's washed out, and you can see the blue on it.
Yeah, but if the sun is behind the camera, that's going to really, especially higher up on a light. The daughter has a dark dress on.
Oh, I don't know. You're losing me, Ian. You're losing me.
Anyway, we'll see. This is just theory. Anyway, let's have a look at the next picture. We'll see a close-up analysis of the two images. So let's have a look. Go to the next picture. We can see the various creases. You see, just a theory, but there's a crease. Obviously, there's a sleeve.
No, that looks. I'll tell you what that looks like. It looks like she's wearing a tight, spandex type top. Could be a man or a woman, but it also looks like they've got like a white scarf on or something like that, don't they?
Well, the thing is, though, if you look at the sleeve, obviously the sleeve is quite wide, and you can see there on the Spaceman itself there is a line. Yeah, and also the back.
No, that's a crease in the
creases
jumper.
on the back.
No,
right.
Not buying it in.
Well, it's up to you to interpret. So, most notably, sleeve and necklines and Jim's wife's short dark hair would correspond with the so-called visor.
To be fair, there's no real proof that his wife's got short dark hair.
She has, though. Yeah, she has.
She could have long dark hair, and it's just dropped down the other side.
The long dark, you can see the back. If it was long dark hair, it'd be down her back, wouldn't it? You know.
I don't think that's even her in the picture.
If you were doing her from behind, let's say you were doing her from behind, then you couldn't grab hold of the hair, could you? After, yeah, you're with me.
But yeah, no, I don't buy that it's her at all. I think it's someone else entirely wearing a white outfit.
Let's have a look. We'll soon find out. Anyway, after the second photo, suspicion then arises, as Jim said that he took 3 photos.
What's a panuelo anyway?
I got no idea. So,
okay,
we have seen 2 of them. The third has never been published and is nowhere to be found in the public domain. Is there something revealing on the third photo that Jim did not want us to see?
They're saying she's got a scarf on her head.
Well, actually, it's interesting.
A panuelo is a piece of cloth.
Right. Wankrag. So.
Like Jack the Ripper's jizz rag. That bloke pull.
There is something wrong with the photo, though, isn't it? Like this, whatever this being is, if it's touching the floor, it's got really long legs.
Well, yeah, I saw a good analysis of this week, and one thing about the helmet, in the day, and they looked at this, and it's the right time. The photo was taken at the right time of year and right time of day. Sometimes in the day you can see the moon, can't you, in the sky?
Yes.
And that is maybe head is in front of that, which gives the impression of the helmet.
Well, see, I think it's like curly hair, like when the old girls that have like the curly hair and like the short
like Brian May,
shorter darker hair underneath. I don't know, like that kind of short like curly.
It could be. It's about looking at the evidence and making a decision. But anyway, whatever the famous photo shows, it has become commonplace in Fortean media over the years, and Jim would never shy away from talking about the photo and seemed to enjoy the attention that he got from it. In 1996, the Dumfries Courier ran an article on the photo and arranged for Jim and his now grown-up daughter to revisit the site. When we go to the next photo there, Hemi, we can actually see in 1996 Jim and his daughter 32 years after the event.
That's Harry Seacombe. The real thing is why is Harry Seacombe calling himself Jim?
Or is he who was that guy? Reg Holdsworth from
Reg Holdsworth. He looks more. He's got more of like Harry Seacombe's build, doesn't he? You just expect him to start singing.
Yeah. There he is. So there he is. That's Jim, and that's his grown-up daughter. I think she was 37 in that picture.
Would you, Ian? She's 37. Fucking hell, that was hard. 37 years.
Yeah, exactly. All those years of.
Must have been the stress from the picture.
Yeah, she is actually in that photo. Jim is 76, and Elizabeth is 37. And I wouldn't. I don't know. What's with the cardi? Was she dressed like an old woman?
Here you go, Fraser. This is a 14 subject. Does time run differently up north? Because blimey, that's not 37,
faster,
is it?
Right? Must have.
Yeah.
What about this then? Are people more friendly up north? That's what I've been told.
Well, they have to be, don't they? They're fucking butt ugly.
Yeah, they live shorter lives,
They're butt ugly.
It's all the smoking.
Butt ugly. No. Hey, they're my people.
But anyway, we'll pretty much tie this up now. So, Elizabeth told the newspaper, "You got a lot of hassle from people like you, the press, but I was really young and can't remember much."
Oh, you missed one, Ian. He might be very small and standing on her ears.
Exactly, could be. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be a horn, couldn't it? But anyway, and she said, "I think it was somebody from another planet. It's pretty selfish of us to think that we are the only intelligent form of life." She was a bit simple.
Look, if you were an alien, you were looking for intelligent life, would you really be going to Barnsley? Is it Bradford? Where it is?
Well, if you're looking for friendly life, then yeah.
Couple of pint of beer and whippet. Did they take whippets home with them? These aliens.
If you want to start talking shit to you at the bus station, you just want to be left alone, then yeah. Anyway, Jim sadly passed away in 2011, aged 91. He had a good innings. And here we go. Here we have a review of the curious case of the Solway Firth Spaceman. A fascinating tale, I'm sure you'll agree. So, is the figure in the photo a spaceman or merely Jim Templeton's wife? We don't know. I don't
think it's his wife, because that's the wrong outfit.
Yeah, it could be. All we do know though is the truth.
Is it me? Look at that picture in the picture I've put up. That looks like it's been completely changed. That's not even the same bit. That's not even the same fucking spaceman behind her.
It isn't. But anyway, all we know is the truth is out there. Thank you. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's a nice review of that subject. What do you think then? Spaceman.
His legs are too long. The dimensions are.
You can't see his legs, though, eh?
Well, we don't know, but
what could it be in that case?
His legs would be what? More than half his body, like way more than half.
Maybe he was deformed at birth. Some people are.
Yeah, he'd be over 8 foot tall, right?
Well,
I don't know, because she's only what? She'd only be like 3 foot or something, wouldn't she? She's only a child.
Yeah, but don't forget she's further forward, right? So the distance and the horizon there.
If I find her eyes are too far apart, I wouldn't trust her.
Because where the spaceman's like cut off where the head starts is like near the waist. I would have thought on a normal human, right?
Yeah.
So
just above his dick, yeah.
So he's saying there's something funky going on there then.
What could it be? Do we really think that this is an alien from outer space?
It could be just badly photoshopped. Oh,
it could be.
Well, they said he was a bit of a whiz with the old fake photos, didn't they?
What are you doing this for, though? Well, he could be, couldn't he? It could be a fake. A lot of these things are, like the Bigfoot film. But yeah, we have to also look at it from the angle that it's not faked. What could it be?
Well, if it is, I mean, it's just a regular person.
It's a regular guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I'm just a
Back to
regular
camera.
guy.
Got like the old spandex type.
Yeah. The old Tadger. Yeah. So, but yeah, there we go. So, it's up to the viewers to decide for themselves. Any suggestions will be welcome. But yeah.
I think it's probably something very mundane. I don't think it's an alien.
It's had a lot of mileage. Yeah, it obviously is, isn't it? Obviously, it's a human figure, and it makes you wonder why it's got so much mileage. You do see this photo.
I mean, it could be that that's just some random that walked by and he got the picture.
Random dude,
like because especially now, like no one's going to turn up and say, yeah, I was wandering around there that day and I was wearing white.
But Jim said the only people that were there that day was his wife and his daughter.
Well, do you believe Jim?
Well, it's hard to say. Would you believe someone who looks like Harry Seacombe?
No.
Yeah. But yeah, there we go. So
the real mystery is he Harry Seacombe's long lost brother?
Got a Bobby Charlton going on there with the comb overs.
Hobbit's got a Rock Monk on tonight, hasn't he? Oh, he's gone.
No. He's gone?
He has been in a bad mood for a while.
He's been a bit miserable, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're giving him shit.
I don't think the subject matter is really getting him, is it?
Yeah.
But he's not an alien guy, is he? Yeah, it's not his thing.
I mean, this is like the most milquetoast of milquetoast conspiracies. Like, this is your first introduction
BBC Two's off the air. Interdimensionalism says Ofcom must have got him.
Oh, no.
The thing is, we've finished this subject now. If he wants to come back on and do some impressions or something, he's welcome. Yeah. But we've got plenty of material to go on, so we'll see what else.
So do you want to do some underground station cannibals now? This is from this is back in time from December 1997, Fortean Times. For the past 10 years, on and off, so that have been since 1987, it might be closer to 12, I've been trying to catch up with the London subterraneans. They're a race of people, human, but barely human by all accounts. Fraser?
What?
Oh, I thought you wanted to know something.
Yeah, I do. What?
This is, like your standard urban myth.
Is this the people who live in the London, like,
abandoned? So, because there are like various tube stations and stuff that's abandoned, and lines they're abandoned.
Tramps, you mean?
Tramps that eat people.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
No, isn't there like there's plenty of like videos of those like weird creatures in the London sewers, right?
Yeah. Tramps don't eat people. Rappers do.
Tramps don't eat people. Weird German people do when they put an advert in the paper.
Your mother's got a penis.
Yeah. They're a race of people, human, but barely human by all accounts, who inhabit the vast and fabulous kingdom that lies beneath the streets of London. You must understand that they are not representatives of the desperate homeless poor, nor are they thrill-seeking interlopers indulging in the frisson that comes from being where they aren't supposed to be, and where most of us sanitarily minded folk wouldn't want to go. They're distinct from the Parisian punks who hold parties and paint murals in the catacombs all night, and are back with Mama et Papa by day, for instance. The London subterraneans are real troglodytes, born and bred down below, and seldom, if ever, coming to the surface. They are an evolved, or perhaps devolved species, stunted, secretive, foul, ruinous. They've probably long forgotten how to speak English. It's likely they've developed their own guttural and ghastly language by now. As if
it's called Cockney.
Yeah, if they... Oh, no, Cockneys. if they've been under London for as long as popular law avers. I've seen one of these... I've never seen one of these subterraneans, nor so much met a Oh, great, this is going to be a good one then. Or so much as met a person who has sent one. These troglodytes exist in that nebulous quasi-material form that is part rumour, part legend, or as some folklorists say, rumour legend. Much the same is true for all things that live down below in the subterranean London beside them. There are rats, needless to say, in the popular imagination. These are not the common rats known from the alarming plague reports, but monstrous or killer rats of phenomenal size, intelligence and ferocity. They're planning a James Herbert-style blitzkrieg, and you and I will be the victims. Then again, there are the sewer pigs. If the rats haven't eaten them, I believe that some Londoners still talk of them as if they can't entirely believe in them. There are other strange sights too. Walled up trains with cargoes of skeletons still wearing what remains of their by now antique clothing, deserted rations with chocolate machines vending fries, Five Boys bars. Yeah, Fraser.
No, I've actually heard of like actual this.
I've sort of heard of this stuff. I've never really looked into it. I've heard of sewer pigs. I don't really know what the story is with them.
And also, the American Werewolf in London was hanging around the tube, wasn't he, when the guy said,
"Yeah,
I think you'll find this isn't in the least bit amusing."
You've seen American Werewolf in London, Fraser?
Maybe.
You should do. It's a really, really good film. So
it's the best British film, isn't it? Apart from Wicker Man. After The Wicker Man, it's probably the best British film, isn't it? I would say.
Yeah. May have seen it.
Oh, have you seen? There's a new cut of the flick of The Wicker Man that's doing the rounds in the cinemas.
I'm not actually sure what that is, though. I did notice today, but what's actually going to be in this cut? Unseen footage or what? I don't know. Maybe you need to tell us a bit more. They just cleaned it up a bit. Yeah, that's my favourite film, I think, The Wicker Man.
Jesus Christ, no!
Yeah.
Lines that divert. Have you watched it recently, Ian? Did you notice in the village shop there's a big jar of foreskins on the
there
counter?
Is, yeah, foreskins. Yeah, there is a big jar. And also, Britt Eklund, obviously she's an old woman now, but this was early 70s.
That's not Britt Eklund, is it? It's someone else.
That is not Britt Eklund, so don't get
Yeah.
Don't get
you got the wrong Norwegian. I think she was Norwegian, weren't she? The woman. I can't remember.
But you get to see her ass and all that, but it's not, is it? But it is. You do get to see her.
Her hoo-ha.
Yeah.
So was it secret bunkers? Secret bunkers, lines that divert to avoid plague pits, lost trains, and tracks that go nowhere due to terrible offence. The truth of which will never be found in official records. Yeah.
Is this still the underground people?
Yes.
People living in... Oh, right, okay, go on.
There are, however, no alligators. The troglodytes and the rest are London legends. To find...
No, of course.
Yeah.
It's not America. It's not fucking Florida.
Yeah, exactly. To find sewer alligators...
London in the bayou or something, did they?
Yeah, you would have to go elsewhere, for they seem to be a peculiarly American urban legend. Well, there's a reason they're peculiarly urban, because alligators are peculiarly American.
Absent from the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Have been found in the sewer in America as well, so it is...
not as big as the one in that film, though. That was a good film, wasn't it?
No, not as big as that.
With Burt Ward.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Good film.
However, there are no alligators, blah, blah, blah. The troglodytes and the rest, the London legends. To find sewer alligators, you have to go elsewhere. Yeah, we would know that. Legends are kind of imagined history. They take actual historical events, the Great Plague, the Blitz, historical characters, Guy Fawkes, Winston Churchill, and the historical locations, the Tower, Tyburn, Berkeley Square, and graft onto them adventures which the historians either doubt ever happened or deny outright. Frequently, too, they encapsulate explanations. Why does Glasgow's Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum have an entrance far less impressive than its exit? It's almost as if the place had been built back to front. Aha, that's because it was built back to front.
Oh, okay.
The builders misread the plans and the architect supposedly shot himself. Whoops.
What?
Yeah. Local historians will tell you that it didn't happen like that, and there was no misreading, no error, and the odd, though it might appear to modern taste, Kengrove was built perfectly according to plan. Local legend does not care for that. There are plenty of people who prefer to believe the builder's blunder. Do we literally believe legends? Perhaps not, but we don't need to. If people become upset you offer a correction, that's because you've challenged the article of faith or of tradition. Legends... God, this is fucking boring. He's not actually going to tell us about it, is he?
Goes on a bit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a paragraph in there.
Oh, and so back to the London subterraneans at last. The subterranean seems to be a deceptively playful kind of London legend. The sort which narrators... He's told us at the start he's never actually seen one or knows anybody.
He does use an extra word to make the art. They must be paying him by the word for the article. That's
that's what it looks like.
To get to the fucking point a lot quicker.
I'll skim it a bit. So how about this one then? The story type has supplied at least one film with its plot. 1972's Deathline. Have you seen that one, Ian?
I've not. No, 1972's Deathline. Go for it.
Which opened...
I've seen. I tell you what, I've seen Dracula AD 1972. That's a good.
Oh yeah, that's a good film with Johnny Ursula, was it? What was his name? Johnny Alucard.
The Alucard. If you spell Dracula backwards, then it spells Alucard.
Yeah, I remember it was a thing.
Yeah, it was good.
So Deathline. There's also is it Creep from the was Creep 90s or early 2000s?
Creep. I'm not sure on that one.
That's a British film with a subterranean murderer.
And set in the underground, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, that's right. The guy Vaz Blackwood is in it, isn't it?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, do you know him?
What's he from?
He was in Only Fools and Horses as the Shadow, and also he was in Lock, Stock. That film.
Oh, right.
Yeah, pretty good. Anyway, go on.
Oh, wasn't he in the Double Deckers or Grange Hill or something?
May have been. But
is he like the dude with the big afro in Lock, Stock?
Yeah, he is.
Right, I know.
Yeah, that's right. And he was the Shadow in Only Fools and Horses. Strangely enough, talking about over 10 years ago now, I used to do like shift work in London for a bank, so I had a lot of time off, and I used to go to this pub, and he used to go as well, and we sort of became friends. It was very strange to me. Yeah, we used to, because he had a lot of time off as well. He just used to go there, and after a while we got talking, football and stuff, and he was quite a nice guy actually. We sort of.
Because didn't one of the double deckers end up in Aswad?
I'm not sure, but. Know that Arnold died, didn't he, from different strokes?
Oh no!
What
are you talking about, Willis?
He died, and Willis ended up drug dealing and went to jail, and the girl ended up doing porno films.
Well, happy ending.
And she died. She died early as well.
So anyway, back to Deathline. Opens with a bowler-hatted city businessman foully done away with at Russell Square Station, and climaxes with the hero confronted by the last surviving subterranean in the usual horror movie fashion. By this stage, you might find Trog as much an object of pity as of terror or revulsion, the terminal point of an evolutionary cul-de-sac which began in 1892 when 8 men and 1 woman were trapped by a tunnel cave-in as per...
Eight men and 1 woman. Wow, that must be rough.
Yeah. Ooh. Blimey, must have been like a wizard's sleeve, mustn't it, by the end of that?
Quite a bucket must have been.
Yeah.
Maybe they resorted to alchemy to repopulate their,
So now he goes on to... He just tells about subterraneans in fiction now.
Can we look at the new Loch Ness photo then? Should we do that?
Oh,
if this guy doesn't shut up about the underground.
Some folklorists fear literary contamination of oral narratives. The appearance of a legend in print tends to fix its form. Nope. So basically, he wants to tell us all about the cannibals that live underground, but he's never seen or heard of one.
He doesn't know of anyone who's been eaten either. So.
Right. Oh, found the sewer pigs. Do you want the sewer pig story? That's in here.
Well, if he's going to get to the point quicker than before, then yeah.
In his London Labour and London Poor, 1851 onwards, as related among the Toshers, ragged folk who penetrated the sewers clandestinely to scavenge metal, rags, coals, or anything vaguely saleable, there was a race of wild hogs inhabiting the sewers in the neighbourhood of Hampstead. Descendants of an original pregnant sow who had wandered into the system and stayed there, feeding on offal washed down from the streets, her progeny thrived and bred until, in oral tradition, they were as ferocious as they were numerous. The sewer pigs were trapped. Theoretically, they could have followed the southward course of the underground river fleet all the way down to where it debouched into the Thames. Because pigs understand sewage systems and where they go, don't they?
You like sewage, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it smells like shit. They'll just be everywhere, right? Of course, perfect.
It's like maybe they're just happy where they are.
Map your sewer. Yeah, exactly.
Which was where many
roll around in the sewer. Yeah.
Which was where many toshers entered the system before iron gratings were erected. But pigs don't reason like human beings. Mayhew learned that although pigs swim well, they will only swim against the current. Any pig that started to follow the fleet down from Hampstead would inevitably turn back when it felt the current pulling it south. The sewermen to whom Mayhew spoke had never seen any of these subterranean swine. The reader, of course, can believe... Oh, for fuck's sake. Here's the story of the sewer pigs, and nobody's ever seen one. Here's the story of the of the underground cannibals, but no one's ever seen one. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Here's an article I read to, pay the bills this month.
It's an article I wrote for the Fortean Times. That seems like it should be in like the Independent or something. What do you got then, Ian?
Should we look at the new Loch Ness photo? I think we should have a quick look at it.
It's a new one. Is this fresh?
It is a new. It's a new one. It's a new one, and it's Loch Ness tourist spots a huge dark shape making waves in the water. So this is, you can get looking there. Hemi, we've got
just sorting out
the link there, and Hobbit still sulking, is he?
I think so.
Still pissed off with everyone.
Yeah.
But
we'll
have a look and see the mystery that never goes away.
You put the link in. It's in general, isn't it?
The link is in the chat there, is it not? You can see it there.
Yeah, I got it.
Bob Harvey. We'll have a look at that one as well. So I'll kick off anyway with the story. Let's have a look. So, Loch Ness tourist spots a huge dark shape making waves in the waters. So let's have a look. There we go. You can see that there.
There he is.
French tourist.
There's Etienne.
Etienne and Elaine Kamel were visiting Loch Ness when they spotted a huge dark shape making waves in the water.
English viewers.
Camelfoot, or our more Elaine Camelfoot.
Yeah,
she did have a camelfoot at the time.
I did watch a documentary about this. Apparently, they're
camelfoot.
Not about camelfoot, about Loch Ness, and what they were saying is there's some sort of underwater current that's just below the surface, and the two hit each other, and that's how you get these wave things.
It is, and also the genes ride up a bit high and make that split in the middle, which gives you the impression of the the camel's foot, if you've ever seen it.
We don't want to see his face, do we? We want to see what Elaine looks like, don't we?
Yeah, Elaine. Let's have a look at Elaine's camel foot.
Yeah, we want to see Elaine's camel toe.
He claimed to have seen a 65-foot dark shape lingering beneath the surface for several minutes before disappearing into the depths of the famed Scottish lake. The pharmacist from the French town of Lyon was capturing holiday moments with his wife Elaine on the west banks of the loch near Invermorrison when the sighting was made. He told the Telegraph it was quite strange. I am a man of science, so I never believed that the Loch Ness Monster is a prehistoric animal.
Is he a literal cliche, is he? I am a man of science. It just
it
reminds me of Hot Fuzz. You remember when he says, I'm a man of God? It just reminds me of that. What a cheese.
When I was thinking...
Jesus, the French and their cheese, eh?
I prefer Shaun of the Dead, because that's filmed round where I used to live, and it's good to see those places again. Anyway, when I was taking a picture, I saw a long, dark shadow. I called my wife over, and she saw the shadow move. We can see the shadow there. I don't know what anyone thinks. Ian continued. I thought maybe it was a cloud, but there was none, or a boat.
What, you thought it was a cloud under the water?
Or maybe a cloud shadow, I don't know. Or a boat, but there was none near the reefs. There were small waves, like something was moving.
What, a boat under the water? What, he thinks all this stuff... He thinks clouds and boats are under the water, is that what he thinks?
The thing is, because the loch is narrow, a boat can travel down the loch and make its wake. It'll leave a wake, and the wake will stay there. The wake will rebound off the side of the loch.
Oh, your mate's doing a quote in a minute. I'll rent a quote up in Scotland.
You know, that guy's pissed me off. It's so ridiculous. You know, honestly.
Are you gonna? Is there not going to be a big fight in a pub car park somewhere? You and Steve Felton?
Well, he might be stronger than me. Tactically, I'd beat him because the guy seems.
I think you'd pinch and gouge eyes, wouldn't you?
Oh no! I'd beat. I'd outthink him because he's pretty thick by looking at the things he's written. So, yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah. Anyway, so Etienne continued. I thought maybe it was a cloud, but there was none, or a boat. There was no reefs. There were small waves, like something was moving. It was 15 to 20 meters long and was about 150 meters away.
Does he have to do it in meters? Does he not? Can he speak in English?
Yeah. It was quite strange. Then it disappeared. I could not tell whether it was a creature. Claimed something was moving under the water. I've never seen such things in lakes, and we have many where we live. Etienne admitted.
What, many Loch Ness monsters or many lakes?
Many lakes. Another man who has spent about half his life searching for the monsters. There he goes. Off he goes.
I'll rent a quote. Here he is. I'll rent a quote.
Also, resident Felton quit his job, moved to Scotland in 1991, and then he was upset by things which were written online, even though they weren't actually that bad, and it was clearly someone having a joke. He admitted he thought it would be easy to track the monster down his first sighting. All right, yeah, fuck off. All right then, so there we go. That's the that's the new.
Steve Felton shoots the bed again.
Yeah, fucking hell, goes running home to his mummy.
Yeah.
So.
I'll just read the bit at the end. First stories of Nessie emerged in 1933, hence the Fortean Times doing the 90 years of Nessie.
I still haven't read it yet. I hopefully got the copy. I've been so busy though I haven't had time to read much. I'll.
There's another article underneath. Did you see that?
What does it say? Loch Ness Monster could be. What does it say?
Oh, it's fucking Greta bullshit, isn't it? Loch Ness Monster could soon end up without a habitat as the current dry weather continues. Yeah, how many gallons of water in that thing, Ian?
Yes.
And a bit of sunshine's going to burn it all off.
There's a girl who was in the remedial class in school. A girl who used to eat chalk. Yeah. Wendy House.
She thinks the orange crayons really taste of orange, doesn't she?
Yeah,
fucking hell. Like, how hot would the earth have to be to burn off Loch Ness?
Well,
a lot harder than that.
We used to call them the A team. Those kids. Yeah, look, here come the A team here. We used to do the theme to the A team when they were approaching. Or the Wendy House.
This girlie really is from the A team. And like, oh no, Loch Ness has dropped an inch. We're all fucked. We're all gonna die.
Yeah. Fucked up. We could go.
Here's the evidence. Do you not want the evidence, Ian?
Go for it then. No,
Farmers, for example, they need water for their walk, and if there's not as much fresh water knocking about, this is what a real journalist has written, not knocking about, then there's going to be real trouble. Yesterday, 10th of June, temperatures hit 30 degrees C, and concern is mounting over the seriously low levels of water in Loch Ness. How deep is Loch Ness?
As deeper than the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, it's low.
And farmers have said this, have they? This is said by farmers.
Well, this dippy bitch has said it, hasn't she?
Is it? Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say people who get married to their sister, I wouldn't want to believe.
Loch Ness is by volume the largest body of water in the UK, so it's a big deal. These fucking people.
Yeah, I think the rest of that article was this: Loch Ness monster spotted off English coast.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a stick in it.
That's from March. Have we covered that?
Yeah, it's going back. Shall we have a look at Harvey's world record?
Let's have a look at Harvey's work because we love a bit of Harvey.
It's there. We'll have a quick look at that, and then you do one. Or Mad Fwaz, you've got something to tell us about Ouija boards. Let's look at that. Harvey's.
God, no. You have, don't you mean?
Yeah, of course. So here we go. Then the Mail Online says Katie Price reveals her son Harvey is attempting to break Guinness World Record for drawing the longest drawing of a train. So Katie Price has revealed her son Harvey is attempting to break Guinness World Record for the longest drawing of a train. The 21-year-old, which is Harvey, not Katie Price, because he's about 50, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 21-year-old's love of trains was highlighted a few years ago during the BBC documentary Katie Price, Harvey and Me, when he travelled to stations and pretended to call out on the announcements. I'm not sure. He will now have the chance to put pen to paper and not only make his own, but make the world record book. Harvey has joined forces with the charity MenCap and will spend Learning Disability Week. What's that like Pride Week or what?
18 week.
Wendy House Week, taking the challenge as a team.
Don't forget, Harvey is on the autism spectrum, was born with disabilities including partial blindness, ADHD and Prader-Willi syndrome. You have to say that every time you mention him.
Prader-Willi, what?
Prader-Willi syndrome. That's the one that makes him eat frozen pizzas.
Oh, is it? Aye.
MenCap, a UK charity for disabilities, took to Instagram to share a snap of Harvey in front of a train image on television, then revealed the world record bid. Harvey, alongside 10 friends.
Is this a hotly contested world record then? Is it longest?
I don't know. Well, basically, he's going to draw that, and then you've got a picture of Harvey and Jordan. If you go down there, you have a look at that.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's it. Yeah. But have you got a world record? Anyone got a world record? Anyone?
No.
No.
I don't know. I don't know if I have got the world record anymore. But I used to have a world record for blowing up balloons.
Oh God.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was involved. Yeah, I was part of the team. Blew up the most balloons in 1994. We blew up the most balloons, and Record Breakers was there with Cheryl from Bucks Fizz.
Oh, you didn't get Roy Castle.
I'm not sure if he was there, but Cheryl was there. Yeah, she verified it. So yeah, I don't know if it exists anymore.
At least you didn't have Chris Akabusi there.
Yeah,
he's fucking annoying. He is.
Did he do Record Breakers after Roy Cancer?
Yeah, do you remember that one, Newman and Badil, Roy Cancer Castle?
Well, I made that at first to start with. Plus,
don't Did Newman and Baddiel nick your joke? Is that what happened?
I think they did. And Smith and Jones nicked one of mine as well. But no, Newman. I made up Roy Cancer, and also because he used to sing the song at the end of each program, wasn't it? Dedication, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Dedication. Yeah. That one. We changed the lyrics after he got cancer to medication because that's what he needed. But he died anyway, didn't he? And there you go. Excellent.
What do you
Hobbit
want?
Still
got Monk on, I think.
Still in a sulk.
Yeah, he's probably taking himself to bed. He should do. Right, he needs to go to bed with no tea because he's been a miserable little git tonight.
But, there's a lot of ghostly action in Scotland, isn't there, Fraser?
Yeah, the SNP are like going to fall apart. Is that what
I didn't know, but in general, I thought they had done. After the
well,
the SNP have died.
There's something missing from the what's it household, isn't there? Because the police have tipped that the fuck out, haven't they? They dug over all the garden and everything. So there's definitely something missing in her household.
The thing is, though, they call her Jimmy Cranky, don't they? Or they say Jimmy Cranky is that they're the same person, isn't it? It's the same person. And she does, she's well behind the cross-dressing and trans stuff. And Jimmy Cranky was the original cross-dresser because it's a woman, isn't it? It's not a.
I mean, to be fair, those lads going down in that sub should have known it was fucked because it looks like a fleshlight, doesn't it?
Oh.
If you go down in a fleshlight, you're gonna get fucked, aren't you?
So the moral of the story is don't get into a tin can and go see the Titanic.
Yeah, if the dude you're going down with says health and safety, health and safety, then probably don't go down in a submarine with him.
I could. We can have a look at unexplained mysteries there. Let's have a look and see.
I don't know. Nothing's really.
Hold on a bit.
Go on then.
Submarine that carries tourists to the Titanic has gone missing. Have we heard this one?
Well, this is days old, isn't it? That's 3 days old, that story. It's practically like so out of date, it's unreal, isn't it?
Let's have a look. So, record-breaking catfish caught by angler.
Oh, we could do that one. That's a big old catfish, that, isn't it?
Let's have a look at that one then.
Can you eat catfish?
I'm sure if you wanted to, but... Alessandro Biancanardi has been fishing the River Po in Italy's Lombardy region. He hooked what turned out to be a veritable monster. After hauling the beast into his boat, he and his colleagues measured it and discovered it was a whopping 2.85 meters in length, making it one of, if not the biggest catfish ever caught. It surfaced for the first time. I realised that I'd hooked a monster, Biancardi wrote. I was alone facing the biggest catfish I have ever seen in 23 years.
Look at the size of that thing.
I know, exactly. After it had been measured, the used fish was released back into the river again, and you can check out the footage on the video there. But yeah. Interestingly, or uninterestingly, to be honest, Steve Feltham, my mate, he reckons the Loch Ness Monster is probably a catfish. That's what he says.
What a big one.
Yeah.
That's a fucking monster, that thing, isn't it? Look.
It's in his mouth. Oh, is that someone's hand? Oh,
yeah, he's got his hand in his mouth.
That is
look
a whopper.
It don't give a fuck, does it? It's more like a dogfish, proper chilled out, isn't it?
The thing is, fish don't really have much of a brain, do they? So you can do anything to them. So you're not the... Let's have a look.
A bit like reality TV contestants.
Yeah, a bit like Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly.
So well done, that man.
Oh.
Like
Chupacabra filmed in Bolivia after spate of mystery.
Oh, that's that weird
death.
one, isn't it? Where they found it in the back garden. But they
wouldn't
film in the back garden for some weird reason.
Oh wait, no, the thing they're calling an alien is actually a chupacabra.
Yeah.
No, a chupacabra is probably a manky dog, but you sort of make it as some kind of devil-like creature there. We can have a look at that though. I put that in the in the chat there. Let's have a
I was
run through this.
I was going to do the one. Are conspiracy theories really on the rise?
Go for it. Let's see what we got.
Yes. Yes, mainly.
2 and 2 don't add up.
Yeah. Safe and effective. That's all I'm going to say. What I've demonstrated, I can't be bothered to read much of it. What I've demonstrated can be viewed as a common cognitive psychological phenomenon called framing, which can influence how we draw conclusions. For example, imagine being told a meat product is 75% lean or 25% fat. Even though both mean the same thing, depending on what the focus is, the former product would be viewed more favourably. So there you go, that's it.
Let's have a look at the Chupacabra then. I've stuck that in the chat there. We'll have a look at that. We'll look at the video as well. But I'll kick off though with the story if you can just dig it out there. A creature said to be the mythical Chupacabra has been captured on film by a drone camera operator. The beast, which has been a fixture of South American folklore for years, since about 1995, it's one of the more recent cryptids, and I don't find it that exciting.
To be fair, I'm not really interested in the Chupacabra footage now.
Yeah, I'm not either, to be honest. Anyway. Wow, she's hot. Anyway, it's been attributed to the recent spate of unexplained animal deaths on a farm in the Bolivian city of Uraro. Some news outlets report that cows, lemurs and alpacas have been found dead with blood drained from their bodies. While elsewhere in the region, there's also been cases of ducks, turkeys showing up dead without apparent explanation. When a local drone operator captured footage of a strange animal roaming a field near Uraro, therefore news outlets were quick to jump on the notion that this was in fact the culprit. It is strange, filmmaker Carlos Flores said.
Oh no, it's killed all the llamas.
Exactly. It looks like a dog.
No.
Has a hump on its back. Looking at the images, it has the same positioning that a Chupacabra has. Lucindo Portugal, who is a government official in the town of
What the fuck is that?
Chupacabra, confirmed to local news network that the animals had been found with their blood drained out.
I thought it was a goat sucker, not a llama sucker.
Well, it's the same thing. We don't know if the it's a Chupacabra or not, he said. But we can look at the footage there. So if you've got the...
Well, they keep showing it every now and again, about 2 seconds.
Really? It's on YouTube, isn't it? Let's try and find this.
Well, they keep showing that rear end of whatever the fuck that is. It looks like the rear end.
Rear end. Oh, there's two hot babes.
This bit here, the drone footage.
Oh right, he's killed a dog. All the sheep.
The cow's all right though.
They're keeping us hanging on here. Where's this? Oh, there it is.
That's all right. We're back to them birds now, so it's all right.
Yeah, she's hot.
Best bit of the video.
Keep this on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
why can't we have fit birds like that on our news?
You know, they're all mooses, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, Suzanne Charlton, who really needs a good steak and pig.
If you captured something in a desert like that, why don't you just fly your drone at the thing and get a close up, not just...
Yeah.
You know... Why can we never just get a clear, close up, look at the thing's face or head or whatever?
Because if we did, then it would no longer be a mystery, and we would have nothing to talk about.
I'm not even going to read this story because the headline will do. Man shoots himself by accident during dream about being robbed.
Sounds like Brian Harvey from East 17 who ran himself over. He ran himself over.
Yeah.
Probably you've got to be driving the car to run someone over. So
man encounters large exotic cat in Welsh village. Should we send you over?
Let's have a look then.
Should we send you over there as our report? And there's no picture of it.
Al, I'm going to Southampton on the weekend to do Titanic reporting.
So you're going to have to go Rassau in Blanau in Gwent.
Blanau. Gwent, yeah, I know. That's where I'm from. Yeah. Originally.
It's called
Valleys.
Rassau in Blanau. Rassau in Blanau? I don't know.
Isn't that your mother tongue, Hemi? You should know this.
Yeah. So driving back home and seen something in the bushes that looked a bit irregular, he said. So I slowed down my car. Windows were down at this point. He said, you business, love. No, he didn't. As it approached out of the bushes, I put my windows straight up. Well, that'll do. You'll be all right then. At first I thought it was a leopard. I can't lie, it was massive. A leopard's that big? I thought tigers are the big ones, aren't they? Tigers and lions are just like their paws as big as your head, isn't it?
I'd say leopards are the same size, kind of. Maybe a bit smaller than a lion.
Yeah. World's largest captive crocodile celebrates his 120th birthday.
That's pretty old. But do we really think there are big cats on the loose in the UK, living wild?
I think it's myth plausible, isn't it? I think.
Because in Scotland, as we know, you do have the wild lynx. Not the lynx. Yeah. There is a wild cat over there, isn't it?
I suppose the only thing.
The lynx.
I suppose the only thing that would throw doubt into it would be like breeding, like. Say two get out into the wild, like they're going to breed with each other, and then they're going to be all spazzy, aren't they?
Well, and also it would be better, even though we have got some dodgy photos and film, of course. It would be more. I would think there would be more positive sightings. Obviously, some people do have these as pets, and sometimes they escape. We do have those photos, but I think actual big cats like a puma or a tiger or a lion living in the wild in this country, do we think so?
Possible.
Well, I was just gonna. I'm just googling how many food does a big cat eat.
I think a lynx is a bit shit, isn't it? You know, that's not great. That's not a big cat, is it? That's just a wild cat, you know. And we know that they do live in the mountains in Scotland and maybe elsewhere. But if you look at that, that's not much better than a domestic cat. What we want is a good cat, a sort of cat that can kill you. That's what we want. A lion would be best.
Yeah, we want a real messy dead person.
Not any old shit. So cats, I think, I'm not sure. Even though obviously people.
An average lion in the wild eats around 10 and 25 pounds of food per day.
There's also cattle mutilations. Not consistent, are they? They do turn up sometimes.
Well, it says male lions are able to eat up to 43 kilograms of meat compared to a female who can just up to 25. That'd be a lot of
but they can go weeks. They can go weeks without eating as well, can't they? Like
they don't use much energy, do they? Because it is they are related to the domestic cat. If I've got 4 cats, and they spend most of the time sleeping. They don't use much energy. And I imagine big cats, top of the food chain in the wild anyway, aren't they? No. Yeah. I don't think any predator eats a lion, do they? So they sleep most of the time as well. So they probably don't use much energy.
The Association of Zoos and Aquariums recommends that a male lion in captivity should eat around 8 pounds, and a female should eat around 6 pounds. Lions are required to eat daily. However, they are able to survive up to 14 days without food if necessary. I should think. If they were only eating, if they hadn't, they'd look pretty fucking manky, wouldn't they?
Yeah, pretty fucked. Let's see.
Yeah, but don't forget, like they've probably adapted to scavenging now. Then maybe if that's the case, right? Go through your bins and shit. You know, even landfills or whatever. Maybe I don't know.
But surely it would be more.
They can eat 70%. They can eat a diet of 70% meat, but their digestive systems aren't really equipped to process vegetables.
Yeah, but I mean, mate, there's going to be a load of like Domino's pizza boxes in those fucking landfills, right? They'll be eating that shit.
And bits of cheese still left in.
Is this the new one? We have the sewer pigs and the landfill lions.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Or the pig from the Amityville Horror. Do you remember that? pig with red eyes that would look into
I
the
ever
window.
watched that film, have I? I can't remember.
What film's
It is
that?
a good film.
Ever watched that film?
Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm meaning to watch it, but I never did. Like,
the second one's
good
better.
to look into.
The second one is way better. You've seen the second one, Ian?
I'm not sure actually. I've seen the first, obviously,
where he gets
from the
possessed.
70s. I'm not sure. There's been quite a few, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I know I've seen the first because that's got the woman. That has got the woman in
Margot
it who was in Superman.
Yeah, Margot Kidder.
I think she went mad in the end. She lost her marbles in the end. It's got her in it, and it's a pretty good film. And also, you've got to look into the actual proper story. I have been meaning to knock something up for us to review one night on the Amityville.
I do have a little bit of audio. I've got Jim Harold did a podcast, and he had the son from it, and he's talking. The son's very anti George Lutz, isn't he?
Yeah, yes. So you know, obviously they made money out of it.
Well, I don't think they made a lot of money out of it. The guy who did the book made the money, didn't he?
George Lutz made money. I'm sure. I'm sure he had to. But yeah, so they.
No, I think they got ripped off by the book guy.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's. We'll do that one night when we get round to it. Look at the facts. Look at what happened. Look at the rumours.
Some of the funny stories from down the side in this 14 Times from December 1997.
Oh, go on then. What we got?
Right.
Strange deaths.
On Friday the 13th of June, Alma Arthur's house in Lincoln, New Brunswick, Canada, was splattered with a sticky reddish-brown gunk which she took to be faeces from a passing plane. It covered her backyard and much of her roof and walls. However, airport officials nearby Fredericton said there were no commercial planes in the area at the time, and state health officials were unable to find traces of fecal matter or bacteria in the goo, which remained unidentified.
So she said her backyard had a greenish-brownish gunk on it.
Oh, did you know how about this one then? The Aum Shinrikyo Doomsday Cult is undergoing a revival. A total of 427 Aum followers were arrested following the 1995 gas attack on the Tokyo subway, which killed 12 and injured thousands. But 138 returned to the cult after their release. Aum's fortunes changed after a legal panel rejected a government request to outlaw it. Those crazy Japanese.
Yeah, I'm turning Japanese. Really think so.
That's about wanking, that song.
It is, yeah. So,
as is the name 10cc and the Loving Spoonful.
What about this one then? We'll just have a look at the 30,000 cash reward offered for evidence of the Loch Ness Monster. Let's have a look at this one now. Businessman David Fishwick announced a scheme during a segment of the UK television show This Morning. So was Philip on that one, I wonder? Hey, after his business, it was arguably, or was he the monster, as we know now? There is arguably no cryptozoological creature as widely known as the Loch Ness Monster, a mystery animal described as a long-necked prehistoric reptile, is said to lurk in the depth of Scotland's famous loch. To date, however, conclusive scientific evidence of its existence has been pretty thin on the ground. Now, a renewed bid for a remedy to the situation, David Fishwick, a businessman who is known as the Bank of Dave, has offered £30,000 to anyone who can solve the mystery once and for all. Fishwick was recently spotted at the opening of the new improved Loch Ness Exhibition Centre in Drumnadrochit on the 90th anniversary of the first modern-day sighting of the monster. That's interesting, because I did go to that exhibition last year, and it's a good exhibition, but it was, it needed work, I got to admit, and some parts of it were held together by tape. The fact that it's had a refurb is good. I would like to see it again. If we look to open our doors, guests will have the opportunity to learn about the legend and then get to the search for the famous loch themselves, armed with further knowledge. Julia Delaney of Continuum. We wish every luck to the search, blah, 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 blah. Of course, if someone did happen to have conclusive evidence of the Loch Ness Monster, it could be argued that they'd be able to sell the information for a lot more than 30 grand. Still, if it renews interest in solving the mystery, it can only be a good thing. And there you go.
How about this one then? Police in Jamaica are baffled by a mugger who assaults people and then stuffs $30 into their pockets before running away.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Like to be mugged by them.
How
are you getting mugged if you're getting given money? Wait.
Yeah. How about this one then that shits all over the article that's later in the magazine? A mystery 3-foot reptile believed to be a small crocodile or giant lizard has been spotted in Regent's Canal in Hackney, East London.
Yeah.
Right.
What we got?
Are there photos?
What have I done here?
Broken it.
Yeah, no, it's alright.
We're still on here, but yeah. So
just the screen's gone blank.
Okay. So that's it. So go back to the Regent's Canal. What kind of creature would this be? Just a lizard or something more?
How about this one then? A vandal in Darlington damaged 7 Fiats, 6 Unos, and 1 Tipo in one night by forcing in the top of the doors and bending them outwards. Other makes of car were ignored.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, that's something. What about Citroen? Were there any of those in the area?
Nope, just Fiats.
No, just Fiat.
When we got knocked out of Euro 96 by the Germans that night, BMWs, Mercedes, Volkswagens were targeted by hooligans.
A children's football game in the Belgian city of Ghent was cut short after police confiscated the round object being kicked around the street, a human skull. Passers-by had seen the children playing with the 100-year-old skull, probably unearthed from a disused cemetery during roadworks. Beautiful. That's Hobbits people, that is.
That's what Peter Sutcliffe used to do when he was a gravedigger. He would get the skulls, get the skulls out of the graves and, scare people with them. So, it was a sign of things to come, wasn't it?
How about this one then? Comic book creator Mark Gruenwald's dying wish was to be thrown into the pages of his work. After his death from a heart attack on the 12th of August 1996, the ashes of the 43-year-old Marvel Comics writer and editor were mixed with ink and used to print the 12-part comic series Squadron Supreme as a single 100-page volume.
Nice.
When he saw his father drown during a fishing trip, 9-year-old John Pascoe lost the ability to speak. He finally broke his silence 24 years later when he yelled for help after falling out of a boat in Sorrento, Italy.
Was Edward Heath on the boat at the time?
That's probably why he jumped off.
Yeah, he probably pushed him.
Well, it might have been Robert Wagner and what's his face?
Oh yeah, they killed someone as well. Didn't they?
Yeah.
Robert Wagner and Stephanie Perez.
What? No, it was Natalie Wood, weren't it? Because what type of wood don't float?
Edward Heath killed a boy in the Channel Islands.
Allegedly. Oh no, you can say it because he's dead, can't you?
Yeah, he's dead like the boy he killed. But anyway, what's this one? Crashed UFO, distorted time and...
Oh, we did that one last week.
We've done that one?
Yeah. I think you're into the stuff we've done.
Honestly, I've been away from the new 3D
Not been listening, obviously.
No, I've been busy.
A blind man stole a car in Strasbourg on the 26th of July and sped off to fulfil his life dream of becoming a racing driver. Although he had his sighted girlfriend to give him instructions, in 30 seconds Vittorio Gassman, 23, wrecked 3 parked cars, flattened a fruit stall, injured a dog, smashed a shop window and crashed into a lamppost. Grassman, who went blind after a decade fighting chronic eye disease, was given a 4-month suspended sentence.
Nice. Yeah.
What else?
Fractured his balls on a dustbin lid.
Yeah.
What's this one? Monster captured on film in the waters of Lake Idaho. Let's have a look at that then. Yeah, you've done that one.
Go on then.
I'll put the maybe not. Let's have a look now. Can't beat a good. I think lake monsters are the best thing. I'll put that in the chat there. I'll just run through the.
You do like a lake monster, don't you, man?
Oh yeah, I think it's great. Okay, let's have a look then. Anyway, something strange was lurking beneath the surface of the lake's pristine waters recently. But was it really a monster? The lake itself, which is situated near the town of McCall, is no stranger to lake monster legends, having been long associated with an alleged creature known as Charlie. First documented in the 1920s, the monster has been described as snake-like, with a dinosaur-like head, large jaws, humps like a camel, and skin hard like a shell. Fast forward to the present, and now a visitor to the lake has filmed the moment. Something unusual suddenly showed
looks
up.
A bit suspicious to me.
Is it? In the water. Turn the sound up. Pretty much intrigued.
Signed off.
Yeah. While the footage shows that there was clearly something in the water, all it is possibly a stream of bubbles reaching the surface, meaning that the culprit remained hidden the whole time.
They really don't want to get it in the middle of the footage, do they?
It should be. Let's just have footage of the long neck and head rising above the water.
Quick,
nice and clear.
Quick, look away! I think it's going to surface. Put the camera in the other direction.
It's going to surface. It's going to surface anyway, so we won't bother filming that. We'll go home now.
Well, we know it's going to surface, so we'll just leave it.
Yeah. So why bother?
Yeah.
Well, some have argued.
Oh, got a good picture of the back of that bloke's head.
Yeah, and his arm. Well, some have argued that the video is.
This has to be the most inept cameraman ever, doesn't it?
Anyway, it's evidence of Charlie's continued.
Oh look, let's get a good picture of that bloke's back.
Yeah, and his beard. Yeah. Others have remained sceptical, instead blaming a large fish or something mundane, some other mundane animal. It has even been suggested that they could have been a scuba diver beneath the water. You can check out the footage for yourself in the video, as we've just seen, and we can't really see anything. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely correct. Can't see bug.
The hunt goes on. Oh yeah, but I'm sure one day we'll find out the truth.
The truth is out there.
Driver encounters large exotic cat in a Welsh village. Have we done that one?
I think that's the one I just spoke about where he wound it down.
You've done it.
Yeah, I think we're up.
Oh, with the crocodile eating the dog. Let's see now. What else we got in unexplained mysteries?
There is a Twitter account called People with One IQ, and it's this old twat trying to. I don't know what he's trying to do with his alligator, but he ends up getting bit anyway.
I think I saw that actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot to be explained. UFOs and deja vu.
Let's have a look at the weird news section of the Mirror. Sometimes this stuff's any good.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find something in there. But yeah, there was so much.
Pizza delivery man spotted flying over Glastonbury wearing jetpack.
I'm not sure, but I was looking at the bar prices at Glastonbury today, and it's like a double shot is like 13 quid. A pint is 7 odd quid. What is this bullshit? And the headline is Elton John. I want something better than him.
Oh God!
If I was going to pay 400 quid to go to that. Stanford professor claims aliens have been on Earth a long time. Pathologist Dr. Gary Noman remains adamant that aliens have not only been on Earth already, but they are still here. The question whether we are alone in the universe is one of the biggest philosophical conundrums of all our time. While it seems almost inconceivable that we are the only civilization alone in the cosmos, the fact still remains that we have yet to see any evidence to the contrary. But while astronomers have set their sights firmly on searching for evidence of alien life in space, Stanford pathological professor Dr. Gary Noman has very much set his sites much closer to home. In last week's SALT iConnections conference in Manhattan, whatever the fuck that is, he told Alex Coxus, whoever he is, that he was 100% certain that extraterrestrials have already visited our planet. I think it's an advanced form of intelligence using some kind of intermediaries, he said. It's not only they walk among us wearing our skin suit, like in Hellraiser 2, did you see that? Where he puts Julia's skin on.
Or Bad Taste.
Yeah. Did you see Hellraiser 2? I thought she was quite nice for an older woman.
Yeah.
You're going to put something there that I think is of an artificial intelligence test. Anyway, to provide an example, Nolan linked our perception of these alien visitors to native South Americans attempting to make sense of European settlers arriving on their shores. So yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You know, they're showing up saying that who amongst you are the most intelligent, and you can realise what it is you're looking at, he said. Can you see what's in front of you, what it really is? Nolan also maintains that the US government is working on reverse engineering UFO technology. Well, that's bullshit, isn't it? That's what fucking what's the guy, Bob Lazar? That's what he says, isn't it? Yeah. People have looked, you know, if you're employed
or that other
by the
geezer.
government.
Do you remember that other geezer? I read that bit out from that old UFO magazine.
I'm not sure, but there's Bob Lazar's the main one, right?
Yeah.
He said he was employed by the US government to work on reverse engineering on UFO technology. That was what they employed him for. So obviously, the person who's going to do that, they're going to be they're going to be PhD, aren't they? You know, they're going to know a lot about these things. So researchers looked into Lazar's background, into all universities and wherever, because obviously you're going to need a degree at least. He never went to any university or any shit, you know. Just a bullshitter. Anyway, they went on. A tiny piece of knowledge from that could revolutionise what we're doing, he said. I'm always looking for the opportunity. I'm looking for the upside of this. And that's basically it for that. So that's Professor. That's the professor who claims aliens have been on Earth a long time. So yeah. Are we living among aliens? The hot potato. Catch.
Again.
Go on, Fraser.
The amount of time. Like, they've been here. No one's noticed, you know, kind of just, well, unless they look exactly like us, you know.
Well, they would put a skin suit on, wouldn't they? Like in the...
Okay, sure.
Are we living amongst ghosts, though? Are they walking amongst us?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Have you seen them? Have you seen a ghost? Hobbit has seen a ghost.
I think so. I've seen weird shit. I've seen a vortex.
How about the really important questions, like people split over name for end piece of bread, as some call it the four loaf. A debate has started among Brits over what the correct name is for the two end slices of loaf from bread, ranging from the crust to the four loaf. Crust is the crust, dickhead.
It sounds like the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to consider everything. That's
My wife prioritised the funeral over Father's Day. I'm annoyed, but she says I'm selfish.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we have to look into everything, though, don't we?
Indeed.
Are we alone, or are we not alone?
The odds say we're not, don't they?
Well, yeah. Are we an experiment?
I think we might be alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm not. I don't believe in the cosmology of the modern day.
You believe in the other world, though, don't you? Because when I say I'm going to have a séance,
Yes.
You shit your pants, don't you?
Yes, it's the hairs on my arm start standing up. I just get that gut feeling like you don't want to mess with that shit. Yeah. Just seeing people do it, I'm like, you idiots.
Yeah, exactly, and getting possessed.
Exactly. Like.
Well, the thing is, and I think the listeners should know this as well, I am going to be doing a seance this weekend. We're going to be pushing it. We're going to be pushing the, pushing the envelope, if you like.
This sounds quite Fortean. My neighbours climb the fence and use our pool without asking. They pee in it.
No, that's not Fortean. That's just disgusting. As I was saying, I'm going to be doing a seance this weekend. We are going to film it as well. We're going to get it on film. Not the first time, but we're going to see how far we get. If we get nowhere, well, we're going to review the footage anyway. I won't let you know until we look at it. You may be disappointed.
So you can doctor it and,
This isn't quite Fortean, but it's interesting. Remains of a ship are starting to appear on a UK beach at low tide, leading to debate as to the origins of the vessel and what happened to it. After being submerged under the sand for several years, it can now see it seen again on Warren Beach, Abersoch, in North Wales when the tide goes out. For well-heeled guests at the adjacent Warren Holiday Park, its reappearance on the foreshore is an intriguing reminder of the Lynn Peninsula's maritime past. That sounds interesting, doesn't it?
It is good. And what can they see? Is it just sort of the bow, the skeleton of the ship, the above, or is what kind of ship is it?
I can't see bugger all. There's the picture, and I can't see nothing.
Is it like Titanic? Do they want to take a capsule down and look at it?
There's supposed to be a picture of it, but I can't see one.
Yeah, I can't see shit. Yeah, you wouldn't catch me on that, doing that stuff. But yeah. But yeah, and I was saying, so what we're going to do, we're filming, and we are going to do it, and I will put together.
Fucking hell! How about this one? Sunbather is bitten on bum. Sunbather is bitten on bum by dingo just weeks after boy dragged underwater. I got to show the picture because the.
Sounds like a Carry-On film.
Yeah, it's a bird in a bikini getting bit on the bum, so it should be quite funny.
Can't wait. Let's have a look.
There she is.
Let's have a look then. Ooh, here we go. Excitement. There's the dingo.
Well, obviously started sniffing her ass and she weren't too bothered about it, but then it started biting.
Yeah,
they do that. Like that then.
Yeah, they like to do that then. Yeah, she seemed to like it. So yeah.
Well, you remember in the 80s when that dingo took that baby away, although no one really believed that woman, did they?
Yeah.
Don't you remember Meryl Streep in the film?
I do remember the story, yeah, but I think there has been more than one story of that. I
don't know, for some reason people didn't believe that woman, did they?
Yeah. It is possible.
Man has penis padlock broken with hammer after split with girlfriend who had the key.
Right, okay. Yeah, you need to expand on that one because penis padlock.
A man
unfamiliar with.
A man who had to have a rusty penis padlock broken with a hammer after he split with his girlfriend who had the only key. Having bought the padlock for a sex game with his partner, he ended up having to go to a tattoo and piercing specialist in Barcelona, Spain to see if they could remove it. He had bought that. I can't imagine this is like the most sturdy. Like, oh fucking hell, that is one hell of a lock. I'll give her that.
Hang on a minute. You say penis padlock as if it's some kind of specialist device.
Yeah.
Is it?
Have you seen the size of that fucking padlock? Look.
That's actually penis padlock, is it? Oh, it's pretty good.
I don't
How did he get it off in the end?
I don't get what. I don't understand.
Was it still stuck on there?
No, she got it off. Oh, the padlock had been round it for so long, part of it was rusty. The key would not go fully inside and therefore it would not turn. She explained she eventually opened the lock with several carefully administered hammer blows. Very carefully, we'll put the key in place and gave it a couple of hits with a hammer, then it came off. Oh, you fucker. What the padlockery dick.
I can't believe he came out of that unscathed.
Yeah. Well, the video went viral on TikTok with 22 million views, 2.2 million views, and 1,650 comments.
Of him getting the padlock hit with a hammer.
Yeah.
This is on TikTok. I don't think I've seen. What is TikTok? That's like.
Cry in the Dark. That film was called. Meryl Streep's accent in that is really bad.
I thought it was a Pink Panther film. That's Shot in the Dark, isn't it?
Yeah. So he had his toucher stuck in that, and that kindly woman knocked it off. We about done now, because I am sweating like proverbial.
Because Hobbit's still got the hump, so he's not going to return. So let's go away.
Yeah, we'll leave yours. And stay spooky.